Hi, I'm Justin David Lagman. This is how fermentation occurs in making vinegar. Food scrap vinegar. Vinegar is manufactured from alcoholic beverage. However, these beverages are made from the fruits or gained first. When making vinegar, we frequently start with wine, beer, or other fermented liquid to speed up the process. This is the process apple cider vinegar recipe from crops.
The first one is prepare the fruit, wash the apples, and cull any moldy spots. For this exercise, bruised fruits are just fine to use but nothing that is visibly moldy.
Second is fill your fermentation vessel. Fill a wide mouth receptacle large enough to accommodate the pills and cores. The exact number is not important here. The goal is to fill a non-reactive container, at least halfway with apple bits. A half dozen apples will yield enough pills and cores for a half-gallon vinegar batch. You'll need to leave enough areas in the vessels to pour water over the fruit and for air to circulate.
The third is encourage the ferment with additional ingredients. Of vigorous yeast such as champagne yeast will create an energetic initial ferment that can repel mold and other spoilage organisms. The peel mixture will pass through the alcoholic stage on its way to becoming vinegar. The alcohol is later digested by the vinegar producing bacteria.
The fourth is cover and let ferment in dark at around 70 degrees. Ascertain that the fruit is below the liquid's level. Use a weight if necessary to keep the apple scraps submerged. Use cheesecloth or paper towel to cover the top of the fermenting jar and secure it with a rubber band. Because the developing vinegar requires access to air, make sure it is permeable while keeping out any undesired dust.
The fifth is keep fermenting after straining out the solids. Allow 2 weeks for the mixture to ferment until bubbles are visible on the surface. Remove the solids from the liquids and leave the vinegar to ferment in a warm, dark place. It will go through an alcoholic fermentation stage before moving on to vinegar.
The sixth is give it another 2 weeks and try it again. Allow another 2 weeks for this mixture to ferment before tasting it. If you're anything like me, you probably already had a taste of it at multiple points. That's fine as well. The goal is to use your nose and tongue to detect when the liquid has lost all of its alcohol. The seventh is fruit scrap vinegar straining and storage. The next step is to store your vinegar. It will ferment as long as there is the even tiniest amount of leftover sugar and as long it has access to air. The acetic acid in the vinegar will gradually break down, making the product less acidic. Boiling the vinegar retains this acid, however, leaving it open to air eventually result in acetic acid breakdown. To prevent pressure from building up to the bottle, make sure the fermentation has finished before putting vinegar in an airtight container. Thank you for all listening. That's all the process on how fermentation occurs making vinegar.